What's up, guys? Welcome to the CG Patriot podcast, Awaken with Reason. Today is March 13th, 2021. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can go ahead and subscribe below. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I know in my last video that I'll put in the description below that I discussed possibly taping a Nasera Jacera video this weekend and going into the more of the details. So I found a video while working out today, and you've probably heard of the gentleman, and you've definitely heard of the channel. It is the Tipping Point on Revolution Radio, Scott McKay, PatriotStreetfighter. And coincidentally, the video that he had on today, which is on Rumble, and I'll put the link in the description below, went over or had a guest, Brent Johnson, and this gentleman is very well versed in the constitutional law and becoming a sovereign human being or a sovereign citizen, which he can go into further. It was really interesting because it has everything to do and it ties together with Nasera Jacera. So I wanted to show you a little clip from this, and then tomorrow I believe I'm going to be able to carve out some time and go into more details on Nasera Jacera, so we can go over that together. And in the meantime, I want to show you a small clip, actually probably a couple small clips, and we can kind of talk about it while we watch them. All right.
That's how I became what I am, which is an American freedom fighter. I believe that there is nothing more important than freedom. And at the end of every show, I would always say this. I would say, what are you willing to do to protect and preserve your freedom? And then, what are you not willing to do to protect and preserve your freedom? And the second question is more important, because whatever your answer to the second question, well, I'm willing to do anything, but I'm not willing to lose my job. Well, all I have to do is arrange to have you threatened with being fired, and you'll give up your freedom. Well, how about this? I'm willing to do anything, but I'm not willing to put my children's lives at risk. Okay? Then all I have to do is to arrange to threaten you with having your children harmed, and you'll give up your freedom. And the point is, if you give up your freedom, you have nothing of value to leave to your children.
Absolutely.
I want to stop on that point, and it's something that resonates with me every day, since I do have a 5-year-old son, and my wife is pregnant with our daughter, 6 months pregnant. So I have to make that decision every day, because even though I'm more on the anonymous side here as a CG Patriot, you know, at any given point, somebody could be knocking on the door, or somebody could come across this video and understand where I work, where I live, all of those things. So it was something that I had to come to grips with prior to doing this show and coming forward on YouTube. You know, even though I'm under the cover of CG Patriot, you know, my face is still out there, right? And anybody can run across me and do facial ID, and there you go, they know who I am. But I had to make that decision on whether or not this movement, our freedom, and my son's freedom, and my grandson's freedom, our granddaughter's freedom, and my future daughter's freedom is worth the risk. And from my standpoint, and the point he makes here, freedom, without freedom, you've got nothing. And then you've got nothing to hand down to your kids. So that's why I decided to do this video, and actually start up a channel and hop on the front line with these folks who are doing the same. So let's continue.
We are in a war. There are those who want to control everything and everyone. Okay? There are those who will not be controlled. There's about 3.5% are the controllers, about 3.5% maybe are the devout, dedicated to liberty people. Okay? Of the remainder, you got about 80% who are the masses. There is absolutely nothing you can do for them. They will do and say
So I'm gonna stop it real quick right there. I don't want to show his whole video on here. I do want to push you to his video on Rumble. But if you heard what he said, there's a small percentage of folks. If you're watching this, you're most likely in that percentage that are willing to do whatever it takes to fight for freedom, right? And I know my friends on Twitter and the people who are part of this movement are part of that 3.5%, and we got to fight for the other 80%, right? We got to try to continually wake them up. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next section of this video real quick. So he's about to talk about the 3 things that are necessary to the longevity or the principle of your freedom, okay?
You're looking to collect on stuff. They don't look for your assets. They look for your liabilities. So if you set your life up that you have no liability, you literally become invisible to the bureaucrats. That's me. I don't own anything. Because I don't own anything, I have no liability. Because I have no liability, they leave me alone, and I'm able to do the things that I do to change the world for the better. Now, how do you accomplish that? First off, you got 3 things that are necessary to the preservation of your independence. They are your life, your liberty, and your property. Those are the 3 things. Life is up to you. You, your family, your friends have to take action to defend, protect, and preserve your life. Okay? People like Scott and me, we can help, okay? But it's not up to us ultimately. It's up to each individual to take the steps to preserve your life. Liberty and property, I can help you. Let's take property first, okay? It's actually easier, okay? How do you protect your property? You don't own it. The richest people, the wealthiest, the elites as they are called, okay, the big-time mega corporation owners, everybody out there who is in the ultra-wealthy, ultra-powerful category, they own nothing.
They own nothing and they control everything.
Correct. And they know that's the way to do it.
That's the big secret, guys. They own nothing and control everything, you know. And you can go through this video a little bit more. This is on marker around the 50-minute marker, and the last one was around the 44-minute marker. But as you can see, how does this relate to? Well, you're probably asking yourself, how does this relate to NESARA GESARA? And NESARA GESARA, bar none, is freedom. It means freedom. It means sovereignty. It means without debt, without slavery to the corporation, right? Yourself, your family, your friends, your community, regionally and across the country, okay? There is one more clip that I do want to show you, and then I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'm going to give you the information to get to this particular video. It's an amazing video. You should take some time to check it out. Highly recommend. Let's go ahead and take a look here real quick. So he's going to go through the whole Social Security thing, where it has to do that your Social Security is really you as a corporation, and that you're bought and sold. So this is important. This is where he goes over the Social Security aspect and how you're owned by a corporation, which is the United States corporation, and how you're unknowingly brought into that system when you're younger, obviously when you're born and you get a Social Security number, as well as how to get out of it. And that's in this video as well, how to become a sovereign individual. Look at this real quick.
That Social Security number has been assigned to you. Assignment is a process legally. Okay, and when assignment is connected to an agreement, a contract, or something, there are 4 legal components that are required in order for the assignment to be valid. Concerning the assignee, okay, the one to whom the assignment has been made. And that is that when you accept an assignment, Your acceptance must be a knowing, intelligent act, intentional, and voluntary. So that means you have to know what you're doing. You have to have thought about it. You have to intend the consequences of your acceptance. And your actions must be voluntary. So, first question, how many of you out there, show of hands?
So it looks like he got...
looks like he hit a button. We got to get rid of him.
Looks like he dropped off, but he comes back on literally a couple minutes after this. So what I wanted to do, guys, I just wanted to show you this video I ran across. It has everything to do with, and I'll connect the dots tomorrow. It has everything to do with Nasera Jacera, and it has to do with the components that drive the freedom that the freedom that is coming to us, right, guys? So this is what this whole, there's a movement to eradicate the evil. I see it in two different ways. There's a movement to eradicate the evil, and then there's a movement to bring us all into the light, and for us to have prosperity, abundance, to help each other, to really bring in the life that we were brought here to do, and that's really to be, part of a community and not slaving to 9 to 5 every day and just making ends meet. To really interact with people on a spiritual level and to help those that are in need, right? So I hope you like this video. If you do, go ahead and subscribe below. I'm going to put together that video tomorrow, more detail about the Nasera Jacera. As far as I know, I'll show you a couple videos and some documentation as well. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe below. Hit that like button. Check out the videos in the description for Scott McKay, The Tipping Point, and his guest, Brent Johnson, below. All right, guys, stay frosty and have a great weekend.